My friends, it has been a while. I always say that, and it always is a while. I was going to do an update on what I did with commander swaps, etc., etc. It's always a little more boring when it's outside KVK, but I thought it's been 565 days of this account. And if you sort of do some maths and then lie a little bit, that's an 18-month account review. So we're going to go through everything. Sorry about the smash. Everything, well, from root and branch, from beginning of this account to the end, maybe any key takeaways, see how we're doing. Sounds good, right? Let's crack on with it. Okie dokie. I'll tell you what, first things first. I always say that as well. Let's click here, make the screen bigger. Perfect. Perfect. So, start from the very beginning. A year and a half in, and a little bit, but we'll call it a year and a half for the sake of I didn't do an 18-month review at the time. I should have. Doing one now. So, started in 3259, and I met a gentleman who I wanted to give a shout out to, Spartan. Been talking to, basically said, do more videos. I like your videos. People like them. Stop being a dick, do more. So here I am doing another video, and 3259 was where we started the account. And you know what? It was a pretty bad kingdom at the time. It grown so much since then. They actually beat my main account at the last KV. Okay, well, they didn't beat us directly, but they were in the camp that won the Allied victory against my camp that lost the Allied loss. And they did really well. So 3259, I'm so happy to see how it's grown and everything. From that, I went to 3310, massive kingdom. At the time, I felt like I wanted to stay there, I think. But with the beauty of retrospect, I'm glad they didn't. Well, they wanted stronger players because they had the massive Imperium KVK next, and you know what? That's just not where I wanted to be with this. I couldn't be. I'm far too weak for that. So instead, came to 3303, which I really like. I was thinking I'll probably only stay here a couple of KVKs at the beginning, but the more I play here, the more I'm like, yeah, this is an excellent kingdom. No drama, no problem, no personality with egos. Love it. Stay here. I'm sure I'll leave again in the future, but for now, I'm in 3303. I'm very happy. So let us go to what is probably the most exciting thing. I have done two big commander swaps. They were done with a heavy heart. First one, scroll down. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Well, probably easy if I do this. Here he is. YSG. The beautiful, expertised YSG who managed to get me a few kills. And lots of barbarian kills. Is no more. I traded him. I also traded Big Thutmose. I traded him for... Well, he was with me for a long time as well. Thutmose YSG were my go-to pair for a good percentage of the game. And, I think I did really well from them by the mere dint of the fact I can get rid of them. they did all right for me for a while, and now I can say, on your bike, lads. Would I go archers again? Definitely not. But I did quite enjoy it. I'd go cav now. Cav's just better, I think. But it was fun having the archers for a while. Thutmose and YSG, they did the thing by me. So I had a 5-5-3-1 Thutmose. I had a expertise YSG. I traded them for Liu Che. I traded for Thutmose. So I have 5-5-5-1 Liu Che. I also have 372 heads, which is enough to expertise him, but we'll see if I'm going to do that. And then the big one, I bet you can't guess who I actually traded for. Oh, look, it was Arthur. Thing is, I had Big Woe anyway. It's like I kind of wanted to go for Wallace and Liu Che, or Liu Che Philip, which I did on my other account. But then I thought, and then I'd still be running Huo Joan, who I've somehow got 5-1-1-5, but I thought, you know what? I want to run the best march. I think everyone pretty much de facto agrees. So I'll rephrase that. People were saying it's probably the best march, Huo and Arthur. I've been playing in an artifact KVK on my main, or a relic, the one where you have different troop types with commander, the whole swap and switch. So I don't know if that's actually been the case. Our opponent didn't really fight us, so I don't have much experience to draw from. I can say Arthur was really good. I imagine if Huo Arthur, very much in that order, isn't the best combination at the moment, it's probably something very close to that, and it probably involves Arthur. It's a shame to get rid of a 5-1-1-5 Joan, but alas, yeah. It's also a shame to get rid of YSG, but, Would I rather have a Max West or a Max Arthur? I guess a Max Arthur. And thus, for a very low sum of gems, I was able to get myself a Max Arthur. So in Commanders now, and perhaps it's better if we go in Commander pairings, we have ourselves our 2.1 marches. March number 1, we've got Huo Arthur, both expertised. March number 2, lovely. We have Zhuge Liang and Herman. Zhuge Liang is this. One lovely crit, has the KVK helm. This piece, the Milky Way, so not the set piece, and then the 4-piece bonus. It's a little weird, the set, but when you're free to play, you kind of mix and match a little bit. I pretty much crafted the Milky Way early on because I wanted something for KVK 1 and 2 with the intention of dismantling it later in the game and get the proper set stuff, and it crit. So I'm not going to dismantle that. So we kind of mix and match with that. With Zhuge Liang, we play with Herman, who is 5551. I'm a little down on archers these days, which is slightly disappointing, as the entirety of my accounts are archer-themed accounts. But hey, them's the break. So we have a good set with that. I'll go on to the armaments in a minute, because they are probably the most impressive bit of this account. We've got Zhuge with 1 crit, and he has a ring, I believe. And that, which I find quite essential, as my archers are slow as. And then we have Huo, who has all this stuff, no crit. Still got the purple weapon, but, material is at a premium. And let's be honest, purple weapon's pretty good, especially with this crit. No crit here, but a nice little set with ring and horn. And then we go on to my second crit in a very long time. And only the second on this account. Luce has a Hope Cloak crit. And I'm saving up to be able to build the rest of the set. Still unsure how I'm going to pair Luce with. I'm thinking that next KVK I will be doing 3 marches. I've only ever done 2 previously, the 2 aforementioned ones. I like Luce Philip on my other account. I don't think I'm going to go this here. You'll notice I've kept what is 372 heads. And one of the main reasons I've kept that is I'm hoping the new infantry commander, who, probably 1 or 2 months away. I'm imagining he's going to dovetail with our KVK. I'm hoping he works well with Luce. If he doesn't, I'll probably go for Wallace instead over Ragnar. Not because I think Wallace is better. I think Ragnar's better. It's because my armament set is good in it. Like, it's still room to grow. And I have this, which I don't want. I have a nice little double inscription on a different piece, which I'm going to use a stone on to turn into an arch formation, but I still need to get the transmutes to get it decent. It's not brilliant. Nice little 69, 96, 69, lol. But it's very much usable. Now, and I guess we'd replace Watchman with, well, I'll show you exactly what we'd replace it with. We'd replace it with, it's going to be a long video. It's an account review. Account reviews are long. Legendary emblem. I think it's the V formation. Any second now. Oh. So am I just blind? Have I got the account? I'm sure there's a double inscription piece. I was trying to craft it today. Hope I didn't accidentally get rid of it. Anyway. Well, I say anyway as if I've got an answer. I don't have an answer. It seems to have disappeared. That's unfortunate. Okay. I've lost my inscription. Answers on a postcard. I guess I'll go with this instead then. Deflector and resistant. Okay. Not quite sure what's happened there, but them's the breaks, I guess. In fact, give me 1 sec. I'm determined to find this. Apologies for the break. Okay, that was boring for both of us. I spent a very long time looking for it. I seem to have just lost something. I was putting all my transmutation stones in it. It's just gone. Right, so that's kind of frustrating, but I'll live. I was trying to contact support and work out what's happened there. Quite sure. Anyway, so we've got a decent set here. What we also have is the ability to turn this into a decent double inscription thing. We have 2 craze things. And like I say, this is a proper review. If this is not your thing, then this video is probably going to go on a while. But we have a few of these bad boys here. So we have a Crazed Enraged and just a, so we obviously will go for the Crazed Enraged, which turns into Battle ready and engaged. I'd need another one of these, so I'll have to get that at some point. But just in terms of what we can actually get with this, deals skill damage, and yeah, okay, so skill damage is kind of out when it comes to this. Anyway, I'm going on a long time about these armaments. Even though one's missing, this is a decent set. But the armaments for the other stuff is really quite good for this account. So this is Zhuge Liang. Not perfect. A lot of attack, not much defense, decent health, and I like the march speed here. I'd rather have all damage, but you know what? This is pretty good. Enduring Infamy, haven't got anything there. Plenty to work on at all times on an account like this, but in terms of what we got going on at the moment, I'm happy. And we've got the big hunter here. This hunter came from winning a KVK. Happy with that. So that's a good little set, isn't it? And I think the creme de la creme of my armament game is this. Look at that. For a free-to-play account, that's pretty mental, I think. I pulled a hunter from an armament chest, and it was just before they had in the game the ability to change it or something. Basically, they had it before the wish list, so I was able to change the hunter into balanced, and it was a double inscription as well. It was hunter and something else. I think it was hunter pursuer, and I just changed it to balance and striker, and one transmute was all it needed to get that, which is insane, right? What an insane thing. I wish with the beauty of retrospect I'd gone for the one that goes here or here. I can't remember why I went for balanced at the time, because it was objectively a mistake, because you will get balanced from the inscription shop at some point in the future, whereas these will be a lot harder to get. Doesn't matter too much, because you know, if I get another balance, it'll go on Zhuge Liang. We've got a great set here for now. I'm sure we can, again, exactly the same as Zug, put something here, find some inscriptions, whatnot. But for now, I'm very happy with how that set is. Wait, that is the armament I was talking about. I seem to forget it was his. With Deflector and Infamy, it hasn't gone missing. Yeah, 3% less skill damage, 3.5% attack. It's got 2.9% march speed for infantry, so that's what I've been rolling on at the moment, with great failure to try and replace this. Anyway, long story short, we have 3 good armament sets. We have a 4th one that's Cav, which is this, which is not great, but you know, it's usable, right? And I think there is what. Here we go. So here's the best infantry wedge, which it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to go down that route. I'm going infantry arch. And we have on Thutmose, I'd imagine, a good 2nd archer set, but not a great one. No, we don't. I just lied. It's probably on Kira then. There we go. Okay, it's very much not a good archer set. So we have 3 sets. And this is something that the account is going down, but I'm going too far ahead of myself. We'll get into thoughts and whatnot as the video goes on. So we've got our 3 main marchers: Zhuge Liang Herman, Zug Match Herman 5511. Sorry, 5551. We've got Huo and Arthur, and then we've got Liu Che and So this is where I'm still, as I said, I'm looking forward to the new infantry commander, because that will give me a steer. I'm definitely going to go with the Liu Che base mark. I think Liu Che is still, well, Arthur's probably better, right? But apart from Arthur, he's still top tier commander. People have been telling me Ragnar Liu Che is a good pairing, which doesn't make too much sense in my mind because they're skill and smite. But then at the same time, for a long time, Liu Che Scipio has been a great pairing, and of course they had the same problem. So I guess if you've just got 2 great commanders, sometimes they're great together. I'm also curious whether I should max Liu Che or whether I should just run him at 5551. Answers on a postcard. I'm very interested to hear what people do here. I know my big account, I know I've seen loads of videos what the best marches are, but I'd be interested to hear what the best marches for me are. As we've seen, we'll probably have 500 heads going into KVK, so we could max Liu Che and have a shitty 2nd commander. I could run Liu Che and Charles Martel. I could double relic him, or triple relic him even at some point. Yes. Probably even, can I reskill him, or do I not have any? Yeah, I have 1 skill reset. I don't really want to do that. I don't think it'd be great. I know it's better than nothing. I'm interested in Philip. I'm interested in Wallace. I'm interested in Ragnar. I'm interested in new commander. So we will see. As for now, we're just going to keep building this set. And indeed, the set for the infantry, like we have these pieces here. So we have two KVK helms. We're going to get another KVK helm for Inf. I think 3 is about the limit you can get. Like when it comes to, well, it's not the limit, but it's the limit you can realistically hope to upgrade in the future. There is well, theoretically infinite, but there is a number of coins you can get per KVK, which limits it. I would say the limiting factor on this account is going to be materials more so than anything else. It always has been, it will be for the foreseeable. We have no extra, whatever the forge things. I've not tried to refine anything on this account. These are all first crafts. The 2 crits, beautiful bit of luck. The rest of it, I was for some reason crafted that. I still don't know why. I craft a lot of crap for gatherers and then I regret it afterwards. So we've got a good basis here. I think I'm going to go a lot of purple stuff for Luce. We've got plenty of weapon fragments, which makes me think in the future I might do the shield, the gold shield for Luce, or I might just stick with the blue shield and try and put it elsewhere. Like the blue shield's really good. Don't get me wrong, I've got plenty of blueprint fragments. The problem on this account is just the materials, as you'd expect. What else we got? We've got the Helm of the Conqueror, the Vambrace, the Eternal Empire. I've got my set ready. Sturdy Boots, the Eternal Empire. We've got millions of Eternal Knights, I imagine. Well, 3. Got some Shears returns, but I'll use the Sturdy instead. And the only other thing would be the shield, whether that's going to be the blue shield or the orange shield, which we'll see. Orange, by which I mean gold. I have 1 Horn of Fury, which I presume will be the next thing I make after the infantry set. And then I'll just do another ring and probably the Greatest Glory. So we're going to have, as the march for next KVK, Zuglang looking like this. Probably no horn there. We're going to have, apologies, we're going to have Quo looking exactly like he does at the moment. And we're going to have Luce, ideally with this KVK helm, blue, set boots, and set thingy here. So we get the 2-piece bonus. So set boots, set gloves, and then Eternal Knight here. We might cut down the Eternal Knight to Karak's Humility. I won't compromise on this because I really want the KVK helm. I think that's a big thing here. So hopefully we'll go in with 5 gold pieces. Realistically, it'll probably be 3. I'm trying to, I'm saving it for the helm next. We're, in terms of how many material points we have, it is not an insubstantial amount, but we're not there yet. 27, 37, 47. So like I say, not insubstantial at all. You need 60 for the helm, so it seems like we're almost there. Not quite though, because helm requires 50 iron, which I don't have. I suppose the good thing is by the time I craft it, I'll be so much of the way to the next thing, but then again, that will also require a lot of iron. So yeah, making loads of iron at the moment, etc, etc. So that's the marches and materials side of things. I am quite certain that for the very foreseeable future, I will be using 3 marches only. I can't see myself going more than that. It's just too long a journey as a free-to-play player to reliably pick up the new commanders and, more importantly, materials. Like, it's not that slow, but it's also not that fast. So I like, how long have we been playing? We've been playing a year and a half, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15 legendary pieces. Admittedly, 3 are accessories. But I don't have any. I have this as well. It's a bit of fluff. But I want to keep this. So there really isn't a lot of wiggle room here. It takes a long time. I'm going to be fighting with purple pieces when I get them, I guess, for Luce. But hoping, as I said, to get there. But 3 marches just seems like the logical thing. Which is a nice segue into my resources. So my resources are, they're not in the toilet, but they're not brilliant. This is the setup. I had 2 farms, but this kingdom, 3303, does not accept level 25 farms. One of them is level 25, so I've just retired that. It's theoretically in 3310, but it's a dead account. I don't intend to use it. All these are dead accounts. I've basically got to the stage where having ludicrously overpowered farms, I just can't be arsed with it anymore. Like, life gets on top of you sometimes, and I'm enjoying Rock a lot more with these 4 accounts. Like, main, farm, free-to-play, farm. At the moment, I'm playing this account for a bit of fun, but I intend to let that go as well. So these are the 4 I'm happy with. Greg Hamler is a level 24 farm. It'll never get to level 25. It's probably got 100 gold and 300 of each of the other resources. I really felt the resource squeeze last KVK, and I assume that will only get worse from here on in, especially if I'm going to 3 marches. So I realized, as much as I was enjoying not having farms and just being like a bit of a balls on the wall kind of fella, I need farms. I need to stop fanning around. We will get to the speed ups in a sec. Our kingdom is making everyone do a ridiculous amount of forts all times to get a load of alliance chests, and it's a fantastic idea and really good. They give everyone a -5% DKP modifier if they don't complete the required amount. Sadly, as I'm in KVK, my main account at the moment, I don't think I'm going to get there, so I'm going to have to get 105% next to KVK, which is fine. Think about, oh no, let's go with these boys. So there we go, just hence me running forts all the time. Right, so we've done commanders, we've done equipment, we've done resources, which are low, very low. Let's go into speed ups quickly, this is the part where the account excels. So I am very good at grinding on this account still, and I have 1,476 days of speed ups, which if I consult a calculator, 76 divided by, say, 365, it's just over 4 years. So realistically, it's, and I also have the research. I haven't done tier 5 siege, so there's another 2.5 million there. I could quite easily win a Zenith. I say quite easily, I could definitely win a Zenith. I could put on probably 25+ million power, which in this bracket is enough to win a Zenith. However, I don't think I'm ever going to win a Zenith on this account. Like, can you imagine how a dead weight I'd be? Where am I in the kingdom power at the moment? Individual power, I'm 54th. So these are, like, Luckstar, he's got his own channel. Look at this. He's got an account which begins 167. It's a native, and he's got 7 billion kill points. Like, he is a whale. He is the kind of guy who can handle an account that size. If I go to, like, let's just say 90 million. Suddenly I'm compared with Like, who got, I think, about 3 billion kill points last KVK. Raijin, who is a massive same season whale as well. Basically, I'm compared with guys who are going to crush me. Like, it's not just out of respect to the kingdom. Deltsy, my good man Deltsy, I love Deltsy. Out of respect to the kingdom for not doing it. It's also out of a bit of self-respect. That if I push all that into power, yeah, I get a nice Zenith skin, but then I'm basically saying in KVK, right, I need to kill all my troops, otherwise I'm embarrassing myself here. I've got 90 million power and I'm fighting with 2 marchers and a Luce. It's just embarrassing. I don't want to do that, so I'm in a bit of a quandary because I grind a lot, so I pick up a load of speed ups in KVK. I always go for top 20 honor. Sometimes I get bored and don't get there, but I'll always be top 50. So I've got plenty of these lying around. Problem is, I don't really have the resources to go for a mad KVK or the Marcher. So with the greatest will in the world, I can say, right, I'll spend all these speed ups on troop healing, but I'll run out of resources before I start, like before I heal all my troops. So I can't do that because that won't work. I can't do a Zenith because then I'll just be a huge embarrassment to myself and my kingdom. I just don't want to be a massive dead weight. Like, 68 million power feels a lot for an account with this strength. I'd be happy with 65 staying around there. I need to lose some archers. I don't want to use them on a Zenith. I don't really want to spend them on, like, they're just there. They just keep accumulating. We get a load of chests in this kingdom. Keep going up. Probably going to keep going up and up and up till I decide what to do with it. Maybe when I'm strong enough, I'm going to be able to viably win a Zenith. Don't know, or have a mental KVK until then. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with them. 10 passports, got plenty of these still. So we've got 300k AP there. Well, 310k. That's in the 36. So let's say that's 365, 366. So we're probably going to start next KVK with 400,000 AP, which is plenty for me. I try and have 300, 400, then I consider that enough. Enough for me to have a good KVK of grinding. Plenty, well, not plenty legendary commander sculptures. Enough when KVK starts to do something and maybe have a 5553 Luce and a 5551 other infantry commander, TBC, 1 Otok testimony, plenty of relic coins, plenty of speed ups. 11 of these still. I need to stop buying some of these at some point. Been through equipment, 37,000 gems. VIP is, yeah, it's at 1,200. There's been, at the beginning, I mined a lot of gems and put a lot of it into VIP. I wanted to get to 14 quickly, like 10, 12, 14, the big touch point. 15 is great because you get the healing speed 50%, which is really useful at action point limit. And AP recovery for me is fantastic. 16 is not that huge a deal for me. Like, the action point limit's kind of irrelevant because I use it all anyway, but the action point recovery is still good. It's material production, speed, which is the big thing, I guess, healing, resource, and the extra 2 blue material choice a day. So I'm happy to get there. I don't want to bankrupt myself going to it. I'd saved close to, well, I'd saved 50,000 gems more than this before Commander Swap, and I just spent it on more than gems on VIP. So I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to do it slowly anyway, and I need the heads. And I thought Commander Swap was going to be about 50,000 gems to do, or 75. It was fantastic value in the end. So that's where I am in terms of an account. Year and a half in, and I feel a lot stronger, but still a long way to go. The resources worries me a lot more than the speed ups on this account, which is so rare. My other account, I'm dying in resources, but yeah, speed ups always a problem. So I still, in terms of the future, I'm not quite sure what it holds for this account. I'm not going to stop playing. I'm really enjoying continuing to play. And this is a fantastic Kingdom 3303. In fact, next video, I'll look more into the Kingdom of 3303 because it is a really good place to play. Like, quiet, unassuming, but it gets the job done. But the opposite of Wolverhampton Wanderers, if I may be so bold and critical of my own team. So, 3303, great place to play. Future, not 100% sure what I'm going to do with the marches, but any insight is valuable and appreciated. Right. There was one other thing I wanted to touch on, which I can't remember in any way, shape, or form. But we've done VIP, we've done everything. Still free to play, I will have you know. Never been tempted. I do wish that every KVK I could spend just a $5 on Crystal Tech. Because Crystal Tech, I can get to 90 million. I get, like, within 88 to 92 million is my range so far, and that's pretty much feels where I'm going to be for the foreseeable future. I'd love to have the little $5 extra at the beginning to get you going. It's all about the initial thing, all about the initial crystal expenditure. It is hard work to grind on this account, but hey, we're not gonna break the free to play now. That was the thing I wanted to touch on before we leave. How I've been performing on the battlefield. So I'm at 676,000 kill points. I did a tiny bit of tier 1 trading in KVK2. Apart from that, it's all been real fighting. I've decided if I'm not strong in, there's been one KVK where I traded about 5 million tier 1 kills in a day in my other account. And after then, I've decided, you know, if you're not strong enough to get the rewards, you don't deserve them. Like, no disrespect to anyone who does trade, but I do kind of think, like, these numbers are here for a reason. You're cheating yourself if you do tier 1 kills, so that's kind of how I feel about it now. Last KVK, I got myself 15.1 million units killed, 1.3 units lost. I should also touch into unit. I was really happy with that. That was my best KVK by a mile. With 2 marches and with the resources I have, speed up's no problem at all, we've seen, but the resource I have available, I used a lot last KVK. I'm going to really enjoy the 10% rebate. That'll make a big difference to me. I was really happy with that. I'm hoping when I get 3 marches to get this up to 20 million. I would say last KVK was a really good one with really good fighting. So even if I stay at 15 again, I'm like, that was about 250 million kill points for me, which is probably the bare minimum what you'd expect for a 70 million power account. But considering it's a free to play and new one, I thought it was pretty decent. I've won 1 OTARC. Plenty of Archivisaurus wins. I'm on a very strong team. I hate this shit, so I don't even talk about that. In terms of the KVKs I've actually played, let's have a quick look at them. Oh, we'll have a look at troops first. A bit of disparity here. I just threw away all my siege recently because I was planning on going for tier 5 siege and doing a siege march at some point, but you know, I'm so far away from even an infantry march, it seems silly. So I just ran them into my city and my farm's wall. Basically, I haven't killed them forever because I wanted to do the thing where you get speed ups, and then I got to the point where I was like, I've had enough. I've got 800,000 siege, they can die. So I don't like my split here. What happened a couple of KVKs ago is I ran out of cavalry, and I spend part of my crystal strategy, if I may be so make it sound exciting, but it's not, is I'll do everything I can to get the whistle quests from the bastions, and best ones of those, well, not the best, but the ones that come most often are upgrading power and upgrading troop strength. And the way I do that most effectively is by upgrading tier 4 to tier 5. So I pretty much upgrade all my tier 4 to tier 5 every KVK, and then just trade exclusively tier 4 outside of KVK. So this is all the same. We never had an infantry march before, and I've been basically using infantry as I've been using them as sacrificial lambs. Like, well, yeah, we've got a garrison with Sun Tzu in, send my infantry. That's going to have to change now. I want 400k of every troop type. I consider that what I need. That gives me one full march with an expansion and some in the hospital. So that needs some wiggle room. This is now fine. 600k, like I'm going to lose 200k at least in KVK, no problem. This is too high. I need some archer marches. Our kingdom doesn't seem to do many archer marches. We do a lot of infantry and a lot of cavalry. So, you know, gone are the days where I could try and join Eins Israelis from 3310. I need to get rid of this. I ideally want my power to always be around 64, 65 million. I think that's kind of what's fair for the strength I've got. So that's where we are with troops. And finally, let's have a look at KVKs through the years. I mean, if you've been watching this channel long enough, you'll remember how they've gone. I'm sure. So Endless War is KVK1. So basically KVK1 was shite. It was in 3259. It was just a really not bad experience. I just mined gems. I don't know how many. So I killed 3.5 million units. And you know what? I worked bloody hard for that. That was a hard fought. You know, I just spent most of this mining gems. I think I got about 100k gems in my mind. Like, it was all about a long-term thing. I was 22 million power. I wanted to get to tier 5 as quickly as possible. It was a difficult one, that was, for the kingdom. And for me, I really felt the pain of having an archer main account. It's kind of what persuaded me eventually to... I was just going to have a massive archer march with all crit or refined. Well, I guess all crit at that time. Refined, not refined. Awakened wasn't really a thing, but that was where I wanted to go. And I went away from that, from seeing how hard it was in that KVK. Like, everyone else was running Mina, who shredded my Thutmose. Even, I was good against Richard, but Martel in KVK1 is a bit of a bastard. Anyway, then I had a KVK2 in 59. It was terrible, and I migrated out of 59 based on how bad it was. This one was really enjoyable, and I got some kills, but I basically didn't take part in this KVK. I was on once in a lifetime holiday in Japan, and not only did I have this, I had my main account KVK, which, like, the time I was spending on Rock was basically spent on... my girlfriend was delighted that I was spending our time going around Tokyo and Kyoto and Osaka on my phone, so I couldn't really say, well, I've done this account, I need to go on the other one. So I barely took part, which is a shame. And I got no, this isn't where I got an Otark, but I got a Hunter inscription for this, which I didn't deserve because we didn't really have many fights to the kingdom. We won, but I didn't do anything. I probably did 2 days work in that KVK. Since then, I've been much more active. That was just a one-off. Like, when you go to Japan for 3 weeks, you kind of, for all the fighting period, you've just got to enjoy it. KVK 3, so that we lost this one. So I've lost KVK 1. Second KVK in 59 don't really count. Then KVK 3, got myself 10 million kills. This is where I'd had to work. This is where I started feeling like I was making a difference. I mean, it was hard. We were against 3308 and 3294, who were at the time were a strong kingdom. They fell off a lot after them, but at the time they were very good. We were allied with 3303, actually. This is how I knew 3303 was the kind of kingdom I wanted to stay in. I did as well as I could. We did really well. We lost the KVK, but 3310 did fantastically well. It was a 1v3 defense, which shout out to Dasher, who I don't speak to as much anymore, but a lot of love for Dasher and Mason and Bot, the original triumvirate. Yeah, it was good playing in 3310 in this one. It felt like it's one of those where despite losing, you feel like it feels like a victory because it was so hard. Like defending the pass for 3 hours, I think, against triple rallies in the end. That was really enjoyable. So anyway, that was the first one I really felt like I was making inroads. And then we had Heroic Anthem in KVK4. This was in 3310, and we won this one. This was a fantastic fight against 3308. I got 12 million kills here, which was good, but not enough to stay in the kingdom. And at the time, I was a bit butthurt about it. But with the beauty of retrospective, I wouldn't have wanted to stay in. It's too powerful for me. Like, this is not the level I'm at with this account. I did my best. I was 2 marching here with no expertise, basically. I got top 20 honor here, and we just about won at the end. I think we should have lost this one. Killed a load of barbs, did a load of things, etc., etc. We were number 1 again. But after this, 3310 just went like, we're going mega, mega, mega. Everyone who's not mega on your bike, lads. Which is fair enough. But yeah, and you can see the way it's going, which I like. I like that it's getting better, this account. It's what keeps me interested. And so this one, whilst that was a good KVK, my favourite one I've had on this account is the one we had 3303 versus 1029. Like, neither of us won the star in the end. In fact, the star went to Fire Camp, our allies, but it felt like all the battles we were in, that was where all of it happened. But I don't care about the star, I just care about enjoying it, and I really enjoyed this one. This was fantastic. Got myself 15 million kills, which was a lot and good for me, but like, I mean, Mr. Lambo got 4 billion kill points. Luckstar got through. I think we had 10 or 11 people over 2 billion kill points in our kingdom, which puts it in perspective. I got 260 or 250 million kill points. Like, I exceeded my target, but only just. This was a brilliant one, but you can see the trajectory. Fewer barbs here. Again, I was in top 20 for a while, and then I just thought, I've done well enough here. I can't be. These lads are mental. I'm not going to keep up with these. And we did really well in this KVK. You'll see the kingdoms I'm in are always done, with the exception of 3259, which did come into its own and really has grown a lot. There's a couple of good players there now. I know a few have left, but it seems a much better kingdom now. The kingdoms I'm in have been strong. 3310, 3303, strong kingdoms doing well in KVKs. So I've enjoyed playing in them, and I've enjoyed contributing. So we've gone from no kills. I'm going to call this that was a dud KVK because I just wasn't there for it. So we got 10 million kills, 12 million, 15 million. Let's try and get 18 in my next KVK. That's 300 million kill points. I have no issue at all about spending every single speed up I have in trying to further that goal. Just this is the big problem. It's why I'm trying to do some more farming. I can't expect a massive KVK when I have 1.3 billion gold, and I can't just beg. Like, the whole point of this is it shows how difficult it is to be a free-to-play player. I remember right at the beginning of this, what's his name, 12 PvP, he told me, your big problem will be resources, trust me, not speeds. He is 100% right. I will never conceivably run out of speeds because I will run out of resources so far before it. Ooh. That, I think, is a nice little whistle stop. I say whistle stop. Very long tour through the account. It's been a year and a half. Hopefully the next year and a half will be equally fun. I've really enjoyed playing it. I'm certainly going to carry on doing it. In terms of my learnings, yes, we know that archers were bad. I've made some big mistakes with this account, but I feel I've learned a lot. I feel I've grown a lot as a player. I feel I've really enjoyed playing in it. I'd say having 2 accounts really hinders me a lot because I grind barbs a lot when I can. Like, even in the home kingdom, I've been grinding barbs, and they give you good speed. That's when my other account's in KVK at the moment, so I'm having to prioritize that. So in terms of using my AP here, which I always consider the most important thing, I'm trying to do forts. More often than not, I am just doing, kill all the barbs, 5 march barbs, do that for 10 barbs, AP done, dispatch, all this travel, right, done that as well. Okay, send them all to farm, see you later. One thing I do quite religiously, it's a funny word, isn't it, which I think more people should do, is I always make sure that I'm doing a barbarian fort. Barbarian stronghold, I don't know what they're actually called, but I'm always doing one of them. You make sure you get, when you do it, you can only do it once every 3 days. You get 14 green materials. Doesn't sound like much, but that's 1 purple. Now, if you do 4 of them, you get a gold material. It adds up, like, maybe not quickly, but it does add up over time. And then you get 50 gems as well. All these little things matter. So I wish I could grind this account a little more, but I still think I'm putting in the time and effort required to grind it. I guess the only thing to touch on before we go is, now that I have no YSG, I'm going to have to use different chaining commanders. So I'm going to give it a go with Cho. I made sure I placed in this MGE. Like, the one thing I've said in previous videos, I don't care about MGE in this account. What am I going to be, a garrison with no crit gear and no crystal tech? Yeah, sure, that'll be great for the kingdom. So there's no point in me ever wanting any MGE commanders. I have Cho and I have Big Heraclius, both at 1. I'm thinking about putting some heads into them. I'm going to try and chain with these guys. So using Zuge, Cho, Huo, Hera. Not ideal to put some heads in them, but I have to be able to grind barbarians and KVK or this account cannot function. So it might be something we have to do. Losing YSG is kind of why I didn't want to lose him, but I also thought, yeah, it's YSG or Arthur. Let's not be daft here, Greg. Let's get big Arthur. Right, well, thank you for bearing with me, if indeed you have borne with me, not just for the video, but entirety for the series. It's been going on for ages, and I only do it because people like it. Like, I'd have lost a lot of interest ages ago if people didn't say, oh, wow, that's the series going. I still get a load of messages from people saying, do more videos, you lazy bastard. And I appreciate that. I enjoy it. And I'd just like to say thanks to everyone. I've done this video because Spartan, a man from 3259, basically said, do more videos, you lazy bastard. And he's right. I should do more videos. I am a lazy bastard. And I appreciate everyone being so on side. I must say, I've never really had any pushback. Maybe I've had like 2-3 people tell me I'm a knobhead from doing videos. On KVK, someone told me I ran around with a camera not fighting. So it gave me the great idea of going in the garden, running around with a camera and using that as my profile picture. So I enjoyed that. I have quite thick skin, so I've not really had any big... No one's been nasty. And I really appreciate that. You've got a really nice community in Rock, really supportive bunch. And I say creating content in the guys that I do, the infrequent guys that I do, has shown me sort of the goodness of people I play with. Like, let's be honest, this isn't the best game in the world, but it does seem to have the best community often. And this kingdom's got a very good community. My other kingdom, 3031, that's where I spend most of my time. And that has a proper community of people we've met in real life several times. Loads of people, really like them all. This one, it's more of a fighting community and more of a brothers in arms feel, as opposed to mates. But it's a good community, and that's what keeps people playing. Like, you stay in a kingdom, you stay in a game if you enjoy it. What I continue doing. I'm off to play the Stanley Parable now, which is the opposite of that, but what a game. Honestly, try the Stanley Parable, friends. I can't explain it, it's meta. That's the best description for it. Thanks for bearing with me, etc. Being there. Hopefully this recorded. If not, fucking hell. But if it did, brilliant. Thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you at some point in the future. I'll do more KVK streams, surely. Thanks very much for watching. Ciao for now.